Hi, everybody. I'm Mike, and this is Mike Miller Talks Life. This is a place where I take popular quotes, thoughtful quotes, and talk about them, quotes that relate to everyday life. And I talk about them. This is kind of a project I've been working on for a long time, and now that I'm retired, I'm trying this approach, and hopefully these are helpful to you, encouraging and hopeful. Today's quote, "Doing nothing for others is the undoing of ourselves." Experts from the mental health community are now talking about the damage being caused by the shelter in place that we're involved in and social distancing. People are becoming fearful, suspicious of one another. We are intensely lonely, cut off, isolated, and this is leading to other mental health problems. I totally agree with the mental health experts. The isolation is taking a major toll on many. Just like Horseman said in the quote we started with, we're experiencing the undoing of ourselves. It is beyond boredom, and it has moved to emotional and spiritual unraveling. I think this shelter in place has allowed us a lot of time to focus on ourselves as well. We have done a lot of remodeling and adding onto our homes, which I'm sure is driving people nuts that live there because we have so much time on our hands. But also, we are searching for ways to cope with being in sheltering in place. And we're looking for ways to improve or help ourselves. Our questions are, how can I stay healthy? How can I improve myself by exercising and reading and learning something new and all this? How can I entertain myself? How can I promote myself so my fans won't forget me? How can I keep myself busy? And this has been fun, and it's been good for us, I think, to a point. However, there's also been a growing emptiness, inner struggle and turmoil, a feeling of incompleteness, like something's missing. Horseman said, when we do nothing for others, we will experience the undoing of ourselves. We are struggling because I think we have taken the isolation too far. Keeping to ourselves, living for ourselves, isolating for survival is proving to be unhealthy. There is a monster that resides in all of us, and it is selfishness. It's that negative side of self. We want to improve ourselves, but the negative side of that is this monster that we all struggle with. Selfishness, the drive to be self-centered, to live for ourselves and do for ourselves. This is the result, in my mind, and I'm coming from a Christian perspective, the result of the fall of man. And it drives us to ignore two core needs of every person. I believe these two core needs are to serve other people and to be in community or be connected to other people. A little bit of religion here, but not much. God said it isn't good or healthy for people to be alone. We are made for other people. And then Jesus Christ, if you want to be great, if you want success, if you want to reach your potential, become a servant. And he talked in another place that he who tries to save his life is going to end up losing himself. He not only taught servanthood, but he practiced a life of service. The Christmas story is all about how God became flesh in Jesus Christ to live among us. He left heaven to become a person to save us from our sins, and he did this by coming as a servant. He came to serve others. Long after Jesus, Gandhi said, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. I believe that there is a place for improving self, a place to grow and develop mentally and spiritually and emotionally and physically to become a balanced, healthy, growing person. There's a total place for that. But I believe we must not only focus on ourselves. We need to do things for other people. And by serving others and being connected to others, we will start attacking that monster of self-centeredness. I believe we were made by God and for God, and when we enter a faith relationship with Him, we will experience His solution for this problem of selfish living. But there's something we can all do now. We can start asking new questions. Instead of asking, what is happening to me? And will I be safe? And will I ever get out of this? And how can I improve myself? I think we need to start asking, how can I help somebody else? How can I be a blessing to somebody else? Who can I check on? I think we need to stay healthy, and I'm fine with whatever people have come up with, like wearing a mask, social distancing, but we need to add to that and do things for others if we want to stay safe and healthy. Why not take time each morning to think about, who can I help today? What can I do today for somebody? Why not sit down with your family, your kids, your spouse, and just talk about that, the need to be involved, the need to help others and not just exist as a family unit. How can we be kind? How can we be generous? How and who can we bless? How can we start looking for needs and hurts and brokenness all around us and just pitch in? I hear stories of people who are in a serious state emotionally and physically because they are alone and no one is checking on them. I hear of teens feeling overwhelmed at life right now, and they are isolating. They don't have their community. And too much time focusing on just you is not healthy. I hear about people that have been discovered who are out of food and other life essentials. The levels of abuse are rising because people are forced together who shouldn't really be together. People with addictions are struggling intensely because they don't have their network to help them stay sober, stay clean. And people are home caring for a sick loved one and no one's checking on them to support them. When we get back to helping others, because I think this is a core that we need and we're made for, but I also think many people love doing this. When we get back to helping others and doing for others, we will become healthier, physically, emotionally. We will become happier. We will have positive things to talk about at home with family instead of, did you get your homework done? Did you get this done? Did you do this? I really think that we need to purposely be kind and generous, or we miss the best part of existence. The heart that goes out of itself gets large and full. And this is the great secret of inner health and wholeness. We need God, but once we connect to God by faith, we will find that we're pulled to serve others and be connected with others. We do ourselves the most good when we are doing something for others. So wear a mask, social distance, and figure out how to help other people. Think about it and do it. Call people. Reach out somehow. Check on them somehow. Set up Zoom meetings. I read of a couple of teenagers that got together, and it came from one of them was helping his grandmother figure out how to play music and set up a playlist on her phone. She loved music and she wanted to use it for that. She just didn't know how to do it. So he was helping her, and he was telling some friends, and they began to brainstorm, and they came up with this plan to help senior adults learn how to set up playlists of their favorite kinds of music so they could have music when they're around the home and not just watch TV. That's helping somebody. That's a big deal. How can you shop for people and drop off at their house? I really think Horseman was onto something when he said, doing nothing for others is the undoing of ourselves. Let's come out of this pandemic healthy and whole because we have chosen not only to improve ourselves and to keep ourselves healthy and keep our families healthy, but we've also chosen to look beyond ourselves, to check on other people. When we do things for others, we are blessed in ways that we did not calculate. I really hope this has been something for you to think about and ponder and begin to reflect on enough to actually take that step of figuring out how to help somebody, how to bless somebody. Even though we're in a shelter in place and all these things are going on, there's still ways to work within that system to help other people. I'm not saying skip the system. I'm not saying ignore it, go against. I'm just simply saying figure out how to serve and do things for other people. It will bless you and them. It's this kind of thing that makes us a great people in a great nation. Hey, thanks so much for listening. I really hope this has been helpful. And if it has, I hope you'll click like or subscribe or that kind of thing. If you know somebody that doesn't listen and you think this might be helpful to them, please share it with them. This is a time when we really need to step up in the area of serving and helping. Too many people are overlooked and lost through this horrible time that we find ourselves in. So until next time, which I might skip next week because of holidays, I'm not sure, but you'll know. So until the next time you hear from me, I hope you stay healthy and you make the most of these holiday seasons that are so different than they've ever been for all of us. But I also hope you find someone that you can do something for. So until next time, thanks for listening.